Hey everybody, it's West Atlanta Bourbon Society. We're back again. We've got one of our. I know you're sick of seeing these, but we got to get everybody tasting. We couldn't get everybody in the same spot at the same time. So this is one of our West Atlanta Bourbon Society members, Jared.
Jared, I work at a 9 Mile Station. I'm a bartender up there on the roof. Follow me on Instagram, RJFresh11.
There you go. So he actually is a bartender here, and he's part of our one of our members of our society here. And today we're doing it again for the third time, I think. I think it's third time. The LeNell's 7-year Willett, the 7-year Willett bourbon that she just released. So if you know anything about LeNell, look up LeNell's Red Hook Rye. Of course, you'll see the $50,000 price tag on it now. It was one of the first single barrels that Willett ever did. She went up there, she bought a single barrel from them. It was a 23-year-old rye. I think it was sourced, of course, because, but it was housed at Will's Rick House. She bought it, she bought the barrel. She sold them for, I don't know how much they were when they originally sold, but they were a high price ticket, but they weren't, people weren't selling them. Eventually one of them got to California. They tasted it in California at the World of Spirits, or the competition, whatever it is. And they were like, wow, this is fantastic. This is the best thing ever. Willett prides themselves, and this is one of the few single barrels that they ever sold to a liquor store. Of course, they don't sell their single barrels to a liquor store. They usually sell it out of their gift shop, but LeNell has that kind of a connection with the domestic distillers and the people at Willett. If you want to know the whole background, go back and look at the other 2 videos. I have a full background and detail on all this that explains everything, explains how she knows Britt Colestein and yada yada yada. You can look all that up, but there's no point in me going over that 3 times in a row. You're here, you've probably seen those other 2 videos, you just want to see what his reviews and reactions are to the bottle. So this man right here actually drinks a whole lot of Willett pot still. Okay? He loves the pot still Willett. Self-proclaimed, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We all know that the Willett pot still is not really, all Willett's juice, but that's something that they put out. That's their, lower end brand. He's never tasted a Willett Family Estate bourbon, so I knew when I got this bottle, he was the first person I wanted to actually try it. Although we had other people that he was working, he wasn't available, wasn't able to come by. So we did some other posts with other people because we just couldn't wait to pop the bottle. I couldn't wait to pop the bottle. But here we are now with the man that loves Willett and his first attempt and chance to see something that is a YOLO moment bottle. This is not only a Willett single barrel Family Estate bourbon, okay, which it's kind of known that it is it's distilled in Kentucky but not distilled at Willett. It's distilled somewhere else, and they contract, they source their bourbon from elsewhere, but they do house it and they do age it in their own rick houses at Willett. It is fantastic. I can guess. We've made some guesses if you go back and look at the other posts where we think this came from or what we think is inside this bottle. But it is fantastic juice at that. This is the Light Side of the Moon. Light Side of the Moon, 7-year, barrel number 5457. It's signed by LeNell at the top there. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. But look at the other post, you can see it's the same bottle that we've been putting on the other post. Bottle number 126 of 202. Boop. There you go. Kind of see that. And it is a just straight up Willett single barrel. And if you know anything about LeNell, when she goes and does picks, her picks are cherry picks. So here's what happened. Her 48th birthday, they called her, Mr. Coldenstein called her and said, hey, come on up and get another single barrel just like you did with the Red Hook Rye. Come up and got a bourbon. So she came up there looking for a Willett 15-year bourbon, which she found one that was really good. That she found after, basically they gave her the keys to the Rick House, they gave her a whiskey thief and a little Glencairn glass and told her, have at whatever you want, pick whatever you want, pick the best thing we have. So she cherry picked these barrels. While she was going through, she found this 7-year barrel. She was nosing it. She's like, oh, this is so good, this is so good. And she was tasting everything else to this to compare it to find something that was worthy and well qualified for her to buy her single barrel. Her single barrel wound up being a 15-year barrel that she tested next to this, and she was like, wow, that's really good. It's almost as good as this. Well, at the end, Mr. Colestein was like, hey, why don't you just get both barrels? So when she got both barrels, she followed this one up as light side of the moon, the other one up as dark side of the moon. Basically, I bought both barrels. So this is a 7-year single barrel bourbon from Willett. The nose on that is fantastic. God, I love the nose on this. Now this has been sitting for about, let's see, I got it in December. So it's been about 2-3 weeks it's been sitting. So the nose has changed, I'm going to be honest, because what I originally smelled was really, really hot. This, on the other hand, started to dull down a little bit. It's starting to get more of the cherry notes, more of the chocolatey notes, more of the...
Orange zest?
You get orange zest? Yeah. It's not as hot as it originally was. Originally, it was really alcohol burn hot. It's not as hot as it was on the original nose.
That smells so good.
It does have that funk, that like old barrel funk, yeah, old funky funk. Marky the funky funk. I mean, which is really good. It's not a funk that you would think is bad. So when people say funk or people say it has a must, it's not a bad must. It's that must of like your grandfather's basement. Like this is some good stuff. Like it's been sitting a while. You know what I'm saying? That must. You smell that, Nick?
I do get a lot of that.
So tell the people, does it smell anything like the Willett that you drink, the pot still?
No, not at all.
He said,
Not at all.
Not at all.
You don't get any of these notes.
Does it smell like anything that you can remember? Smell like anything else you drink? Remember, Willett is right next door to Heaven Hill, so is there anything in Heaven Hill product that it smells like? I'm not trying to tee him up too much, but...
That smells like stag to me.
Like stag, it's got a stag smell. Stag's a Buffalo Trace product, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
It does have that stag smell. So the stag, big boy stag, Georgia T stag, that smell, it does have that smell, that rich smell. Although it seems a little sweeter and a little more fruitier than stag.
Yeah.
Stag's a little more meatier. This is a little more fruitier and a little more sweet smelling. But it has that same must or that same, thick smell that this stag has. I love it. Okay, well, let's take a drink. Cheers.
Cheers, man. That's good stuff.
So I will add that when I first opened the bottle and we were drinking it, I had a real bad back burn. Now I'm not getting that as much. I don't know if that's because I've let it sit a little while. I've had it covered. I haven't opened it, but of course air gets into it and oxidizes a little bit. So I think something has changed in it, to be honest, from what I originally opened. It's actually gotten better, in my opinion, than what we had which was fantastic to start off with. So you get how viscous it is and how thick it is. It's not like Willett and stuff that's kind of thin. It's real thick and viscous and meaty. If you look at the color of it, it's really dark. It's like super dark. I would say like a dark amber. If you go back and look at our other posts, you can see the colors that we put by. So what do you think of it? Tell people what you think. People heard me talk about it.
I like it. Of course, you still like, once you take a sip, you feel like you're in your grandfather's basement. Like, man, this stuff's welcoming, man. I get a lot of orange in there. I get a small hint of cherry. And that's like halfway through, it's like a burst. Like you get like just more flavors. It like finishes so complex. Let's try it with the water too, though.
Smell has changed. It got more like of a.
I had more like a maple.
Yeah, maple and creme brulee. Yeah. cherry cobbler has kind of gone out of it now. It's not as fruity.
Mm-hmm.
A little more honey, a little more like butterscotch.
Mm-hmm. You got some new flavors now.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? You like it better without water or with water?
I love it neat, but 2 drops of water open up more like floral notes. You get like so many more flavors. It's so drinkable either way, but
Yeah, so if you look back at our other posts, I liked it with water. That was originally out the bottle. This time I actually like it both ways. I like it with water and straight. I didn't like it neat in the last 2 posts, but I think since it's been sitting and since it's oxidized a little bit, some of the alcohol is blowing off of it. The new bottle pop, I think, was a little too hot for me. But now it's kind of dulled down to something really nice. I like it both ways. I still stand by that it's 2 different flavors. If you add the water, it gives it more of a caramely, butterscotchy kind of brings out that funk a little more and brings out more of a creamy taste to it. I think that neat, and we're looking at 4 weeks later, so my taste has changed. The palate has changed because the actual bourbon has, the alcohol has kind of evaporated off of it a little bit. But I actually like it better now than I did when I first opened the bottle, to be honest. But neat, it also tastes good now because it's cherry and chocolatey and kind of just like, it's like 2 different flavors. It depends on what I want. Do I want the chocolate and neat and cherry, or do I want the butterscotchy, little funky chicken, and creaminess, almost like a, like a milkshake type deal. And if I want that, I'd add a little water to it. So which way do you like it better, with water or without water?
I'm gonna say with the water. Well, without water actually.
Without water, okay. Mm-hmm. So same as Keith. So Keith, John, everybody said without water. I was the only one, I guess, that liked it with water. Now that it's actually sat a little while, I can do without water too. So I'll say I like it both ways right now. Before I only liked it with water, if you look at the other posts, but now I actually like it both ways. Now that a little bit of the alcohol is blowing off of it. So the price tag on this retail was $660. Woo! Go LeNell's. So $660, is a little high price tag. But what do you feel? As a bottle, would you buy the bottle? Is it something that would bust?
I'd buy it.
Okay. And that's from somebody who drinks pot still on a regular, that loves Willett products, stands behind pot still. Yeah, you think this is an offering that is well worth the
Oh yeah, most definitely.
price tag. Okay, all right. And then again, like I said, we always do a sheet with trying to figure out what the rating is. Let me get that real quick.
No problem.
I have it down here still.
Well, you know it off your head. We can
Yeah, you know it off your head. Basically 60 to 69 being drain pour, 70 to 79 being, mixing bourbon, 80 to 89 being a decent pour, but, still not something you'd rave at, something that's meh. 89 to about 93 being something that's really fantastic, and then 96 to 100 being something it's just the best thing since sliced bread. Where would you put this bourbon?
I'm gonna go 96.
I'm going 96. I think that's the highest we've rated this bourbon yet. But this is the guy who drinks Willett, so he might be a little biased towards this. But yeah, okay, so you say 96. Why do you say 96? You want to tell them why you say 96?
It's like
justify that.
Total great nose. You get a great taste as you're going throughout. After sips, even after adding water, you just get a lot of floral notes, add some more flavor. So it's a great, well-rounded bourbon. Super complex. LeNell's did a good job.
You did a good job, Linnell. Thank you so much, Linnell. I promised I would open these bottles. If you can, please comment and say hey to us. Check us out.
Send us your next sample.
Send your next sample. Send us a sample of LeNell's Red Hook Rye. I know you got one back there. I know you got one. But send me a sample of that, or just call me. You got my number. Call me, and we'd love to do something with you. We're hoping to do a single barrel pick here soon, and we'd love to take you with us and go do that. But shouts out to Linnell. Thank you, Linnell, for the perfect bourbon. Thank you to Willett for allowing her to come and pick this perfect bourbon. And thank you all for watching and for having a chance to see this and watch this review with us. We appreciate it, guys. Leave comments, send comments. I don't delete comments. I don't know how it was said, but somebody said something. I was looking at the thing and I couldn't go down to see the comment, but somebody said something about deleting comments. I don't delete comments. I leave everything on there. So everything everybody sends me, I leave it on there. I usually try to respond to it if I can. I'm having problems trying to figure out how to get to the bottom of the comment. So the first comment pops up, but then comments beyond that, it's hard to get down there and be able to respond back. So if I don't respond back to your comment, you're welcome to send me an email. My email is KEVINJAB as in boy, LON as in Nancy, SKY at yahoo.com. So it's KEVINJABLONSKY at yahoo.com. Shoot me an email and I'll respond back to you if I don't respond to your comments at the bottom of here. But you're welcome to leave us comments on these pages, good, bad, or indifferent. If I've done something bad, tell me so I can fix it. I like to fix things. If I did something good, tell us that so we can keep doing it. As you see, the mic down there was one of the things that we've changed over. If you go back to our original first couple posts years ago, they said that I was too loud and they couldn't hear the other people. So we bought a mic and put a mic down at the back end for the softer speaking people, for the women, especially for the women that are in this group. We're a very diverse group and we've got a big group of people. So, as we go through this and figure out people's tones, we'll use the mic and put the mic in front of the softer speaking people so you can hear them, and put it as far away from me as possible because I have a loud voice.
Yeah.
So we try to put it at the end of the table. If that helps, cool. Let us know. If it doesn't, let us know. If I'm too loud, let me know. I'm sorry. I'll try to tone it down a little bit. But I do want you to be able to hear me. A lot of times people say they can't hear what people are saying. It's mumbled. So we're also working on getting a better camera. One of our members has a camera and a stand that he's going to start doing. So we're going to do like HD shots now where we're not using the camera on my computer. But everything that we do is basically are self-funded. We don't have a Patreon page. Nobody's funding us. We're doing all this. We're opening these bottles that we had to pay for ourselves right now. So unless one of those nice little distilleries out there want to go ahead and throw us some samples that we can go ahead and not have to go buy the bottles to be able to review, which would be nice. Hopefully they'll start doing that in the near future. But if not, like I said, we're doing this at our own cost. So we are lower grade, I guess.
On the come up.
On the come up, yeah. But keep drinking bourbon, man, and see us. Hit us up. West Atlantic Bourbon Society. We're on YouTube and Facebook. And if you're in the area, also hit us up and call us. My number's on a few of these posts. You can see on some of the things. If you want to look up my number, call me if you're in the area. Come by and grab a drink with us. We'd love to drink with y'all and talk bourbon. All right, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.